whom I don't think I need to introduce anymore. Welcome, Alexandre.
Thank you so much. Okay, hi. Great. That's a really cynical event. Okay, so I'm very pleased to be here with you today. That's a kind of comeback for Linagora with our OW2 community. We thought it was important for us to come back and to join the community, and I'm really pleased to be here with you today. So I have two things to share with you today. I would like to share with you our vision about what we call free economic model, that's the one we adopt with our software, and also saying that I would like also to talk to you about what we do in terms of software in Linagora. We do a very cool software, and we think that we have a lot of things to do with you, and we want to develop our collaboration with you. And also I would just like to talk about an event that we organized in January that I think your community, our community, we will have an interest to participate. Okay, so let's go. So just some words about who we are. So we are one of the leading open source company in France. Our main job today is develop open source software. So that's the red part of Linagora Global Software. So we develop OBM, which is a very huge success. I will give you a quick talk about that. And I will also present you what we do with OpenPath, which is our new initiative, and about what we call also JSafe, which is the new version of a solution, a very cool solution called LeanShare today, okay? And we have also professional services, so we sell our services on top of our software, and we do also support, and that's the way we make our money on top of our software. So today, Linagora is the first private investor in terms of R&D in France. We have 40 people dedicated to R&D, mainly in France today, in Paris and in Toulouse, but we have also people in Germany and in north of Europe. Copenhagen is somewhere where in Norway or something like that, I assume. Denmark, yeah, that's always this. You have to make a choice, and that's always the wrong one. Okay, and we recruit also. So if you want to join the company, please, you are very welcome. So send an email to me or to job@linagora.com. Okay, so we have 10 vacancy open. So our main software, as I mentioned, is OBM. OBM means Open Business Management. So it's almost the same area than Exchange. So we do email, we do calendar, we do instant messaging, and also contact. So that's the server part of this collaboration solution, okay? OBM works perfectly with all the devices that you want, okay? And also, which is pretty interesting, it works with heavy clients such as Outlook or Thunderbird. So it allows to do migration if you have a big organization and that you want to migrate from Windows, which is a good thing to do, to migrate to Windows to Linux. The only solution that you can use to have the common email solution is to use OBM, because it works perfectly with Thunderbird and with Outlook. And for Thunderbird, for example, the guy who is behind Lightning solution, you know, the calendar part of Thunderbird, is a guy who works for us. That's the one he works in Germany. And we have also a very interesting solution called LeanShare. So LeanShare, if I try to resume it, is just the open source Dropbox solution. So if you are a large organization and that you want to run your own Dropbox solution, don't use the Dropbox SaaS solution. Use LeanShare. You install it on your own private cloud, and you run your own file transfer solution, and it works perfectly. So all this software, you can download them from their name.org. So for Linshare, for example, it's linshare.org, or OBM is obm.org. And you can find everything on our websites. The most important thing to understand is that, because there are so many solutions in terms of collaboration and so on. Ours, the main difference we have is we have customers, a very large customers. So today, half part of the French administration runs OBM instead of running, I don't know, Lotus Notes. There is no more Lotus Notes in France in the public administration, no more IBM. There are only few exchange solutions deployed in the French administration, and all my job is to try to kick them off this perimeter, and so we equipped the Interior Ministry, the Finance Ministry, a part of the Defense Ministry, Culture Ministry, Agriculture Ministry, and of course, our aim is to, at the end of the day, to equip 100% of the French administration. And because we have this so big market share in the public administration, we have strong obligation to our customer and to our community. So we are really obliged to innovate and to invest and to go on and to make the best communication software that our user and customer want. And so our next generation of OBM and JSafe are called OpenPass and JSafe. And we are financially backed by the French government. So to be very clear with you, as the initiative of CloudWatt, the French government has decided to put money in our company, so not or directly by subvention. Okay, so we receive directly money from the French administration, from the French government, to invest, not to invest, but to give us money to be able to invest more and to release quicker our innovation. So our aim is simple with OpenPass. So as I said, OBM was the competitor of Exchange. Now our main goal is to compete again against Google Apps and Microsoft 365. So just a little bet for the future. So OpenPass is, as you, I'm sure that you have already understand, is a platform as a service, okay? We have already all the communication tools through our OBM offer, and so we work on the layer of the platform as a service, and our aim is to build open API to allow all the developers all the developers to develop their own application based on our platform as a service and using already all the components existing through our OBM offer. So it's a big initiative that we work on. And the first release will be next year in the summer 2013. So the guy from my company who is in charge of the project will be this afternoon or tomorrow. He give a technical talk about OpenPass. And our second initiative is JSafe. So JSafe is G for governmental. So that's the safe for the administration. So we build the next generation of JSafe for the cloud and with very specific stuff such as digital signature directly integrated in the safe. Okay, so as I mentioned, one of our main contribution and one of our main vision is that the next evolution for open source vendor and such as Linagora will not be to build his economic model on a freemium model. So I strongly believe that the economic model of the future is what we call free. So as I'm sure that you have already understand, we take the term, the word free in the two way we can understand it. Okay, free as a beer and free as a mind. Okay, for our Chinese friends, free as a Tibet. Oh yes, 5 minutes. That will be okay. Okay, so the two way to understand the word free. Okay, so our model, to be very clear, is without any license cost. It's perfectly free. That's the real open source and the real free model. And the way to make our money is only to sell consulting and to adapt, to transform our software, and to sell technical support. And for our large customers, they can run our solution without paying anything. Of course, we try to explain them that the best way for them to have good innovation and to have a good provider of innovation is to give us money. Okay? And it works. My bet is the customers are clever. I don't think that customers are crazy guys and we need marketing and we need communication to convince them to use a bad solution, even if it's a good solution, but most of the time, the more of marketing you put, the less the innovation is good. Okay? Just think about the big launch of the new system. Okay. So I don't go in this field. Okay, the second thing I would like to share with you this morning is we are going to work on that. Yeah, we are going to work on this subject, on these issues in January. Okay, I'm part of the national French organization dedicated to economic ecosystem that we call in France Syntec Numérique. It's a professional syndicate, professional organization. And so we have asked to the French government to build what we call in France États généraux. I would say it's an official event to address the big issue of open source. For example, the issue about the economic model. We have to be very clear to the market about that. Okay, we have too many people who said, okay, I'm open source company, but okay, I sell my software to you and you have to pay my license if you want to run my open source software. So that's not open source. If the first freedom of open source project is to be able to run an open source software without limitation. If you have to pay, you are not in the open source landscape. Okay. Okay, I'll go through that. Okay, so it will be the 21st of January, and of course you are very all welcome to this event. Thank you so much.
We are now moving on to the roundtable. So Alexandre, our keynote speakers are staying with us. You sit wherever you like. Patrick Stark, please. Mark Weitel, if you can please join us. And I'm also calling our sponsor, Alfonso Castro from Microsoft, of course, that we all know, and who's becoming a good old friend of OW2. And we also have Jim Walker, thank you, AltonWorks. And who else am I forgetting? And of course, Ali is Ali Ataya here. Please join us. And Ali Ataya joining us all the way from Lebanon. Bonjour. And last but not least, our OW2 community coordinator, Alain Bouzereau, who's going to moderate the roundtable.